didn't drink the water before I started the camera. Will I cut it out? Won't I? Who knows? Whatever. Do y'all even like when I do the random stuff in the beginning of the video? Good question. Anyway. Yo, you already know what time it is. Welcome back to another weekly recap. If you didn't know, my name is Marissa, the thinker, host of the Thinker versus Speaker podcast, the podcast where once a week I sit down with different people and we talk about all things, anything, everything, life, love, relationships, spirituality. You know what I'm saying? We just explore thoughts and get into people's heads and talk about issues and topics that are relevant to each and every one of us, to be honest, but we talk about the things that people don't really want to talk about, like mental health and, you know what I'm saying, really going into healing, you know, all the things. We talk about it in a real in-depth and like substantial and reflective type of way. So if you're into that type of thing, definitely make sure you go check the show out. You can find it right here on YouTube, or you can find it on any of the streaming platforms. And if you don't feel like doing all that looking, just go in the description on this video, especially if you're watching on YouTube, go in the description. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's right there, my link tree with all of the things. It'll lead you right to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you know what I'm saying? My Cash App, everything. It'll send you everywhere that you need to go, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, hit that, and then I'll give you all of my social media at the end. Man, I'm looking at myself with this shirt buttoned all the way up like that. I look like my daddy. But that's all good. They used to tell me, this is random as hell, but like my dad, like when he wears like a polo, he buttons it all the way up to the top. Shout out to him. If y'all heard I'm saying what I'm saying, any of them, 1, 2, 3, all the other episodes that he's been out in, shout out to him. But like, yeah, he's the type to like wear his polo buttoned all the way up to the top. I don't know, it just feels good. Is that just me? Is that random, or do other people do that too? It feels good. My grandma used to make fun of me too, like when I would wear Chucks and stuff, because I would lace my Chucks all the way up and like lace them tight like I had to run. But I'm accident prone. Of course I do. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? Apparently my dad used to do that too. So like, I've always, whatever. Anyway, how y'all been this week? That was so random, but y'all know how I get. I go on tangents and stuff. But how y'all been this week? I've been good. I've been good. You know what I'm saying? It's been a week. It seems like it flew by. Like, how are we already at Thursday? Am I right? Like, it feels like I was just doing this last week, because I was, but it just feels like yesterday. You know what I mean? But yeah, anyway, you know what I'm saying? Shouts out to y'all. Big announcement. Y'all know we hit 100 subscribers over here. I asked for it in the last video and we hit it. Like, thank you. I didn't get a chance to say thank you. I meant to make a post and y'all know how I am. Tom just got away from me. But y'all, we hit 100 subscribers. Not only did we hit 100 subscribers, we hit 105. So shouts out to y'all. Shout out to all the new subscribers that actually made it happen. And you know what I'm saying? The people who's been here the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was stuck for a good minute, yo. Like, we've been going at this for a while and we was stuck. So shout out to y'all for the growth. It wouldn't be possible without y'all. All I do is sit on here and just talk. So the fact that y'all actually come here and listen to me is a blessing. So I definitely appreciate that. And you know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all like what y'all getting out of it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all subscribing and y'all coming back. So gotta appreciate that. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely thank you for that. Yeah, let's get into it though. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all like last week's episode. We had the fearless Miss Keara Okolo in the building, and man, what did y'all think? Tell me, what did y'all think? What did y'all think? What are y'all thoughts? You know what I'm saying? I feel like we got into a lot of topics. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely excited to have more collaborations with her in the future. I feel like it's a lot of things that we could talk about. Like, what did we touch on even potentially talking about? We talked about potentially talking about detachment, talking about self-care, you know what I'm saying? She has a background in, you know what I'm saying, therapy. Like, she wanted to be a marriage counselor and stuff like that. So it's plenty of opportunities for more conversations with her. So if y'all liked it, let me know. Put that pressure on me so we can get her back. You know what I'm saying? So we can definitely get her back. But you know what I'm saying? If you haven't checked out that episode, highly recommend y'all doing that. I'll link it to this video right here so y'all can go check that out. But Yeah, man. It was a good conversation. We talked about so much. Like, we talked about her journey in pageantry, how she got into pageantry. And you know what I'm saying? How, like, she got booed off the stage the first time that she did a pageant, and how she just, like, kept going, you know what I'm saying? Just kept going and kept pushing through. And you know what I'm saying? Like, she's fearless, you know what I'm saying? And that's the type of energy that we need. Like, something that I loved about that, right? Especially when you talk about fearlessness, is just sometimes we think of failure as, you know what I'm saying, if you try something and you don't succeed, therefore you failed and therefore you don't try again. But actually, when you try to do something and you go through that experience, even if you don't get the outcome it is that you want, you know what I'm saying, there's still opportunity for growth. There's still opportunity for elevation. You know what I'm saying? Like, take this podcast, for instance. Like, the first go around, like, we couldn't pass 20. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't pass 20 subscribers. Now we at like 105. And, you know, if I would have gave up, you know, the first time I wanted to give up, the second time I wanted to give up, the third time I wanted to give up, you know what I'm saying, the fourth, fifth time that I wanted to give up, we wouldn't be here. But what I had to learn just through this process is just that every time that you decide to pick yourself back up again, you learn something. You know what I'm saying? You take the lessons from what it is that you've learned, and you pick it up and you go and you take that on to next time, and you just keep moving forward and you get a little further along. And another thing that's beautiful about that process, right, is like sometimes we go for goals and it's not what we are supposed to be going for, right? But you can't learn that until you actually try. Because say, for instance, if something else doesn't work, then you can find something else that you're good at, right? Like, there are so many things that you learn when you do something. Again, like content creation, for instance. There's so many people online that create content, right? So if you make one post, it is what it is. You make another post, you see what people like, they don't like, you know what I'm saying? You get a little bit better. Then you just keep getting better. Then you learn like, oh, I might be good at graphic design. Oh, I might be good at web design. Oh, I might be good at this. Oh, I might be good at that. Oh, I might be good at marketing. But you can't learn those things until you actually try. So that's the beauty of that, you know what I'm saying? And not only did we talk about, you know what I'm saying, just trying, we talked about how we break down our fears to overcome them. You know what I'm saying? Get into the root of what your fears are so they don't become as big of a thing anymore, right? I was writing something earlier and I equated a leap of faith to that moment. If any of y'all ever learned how to swim or ever stood on a diving board, you know what I'm saying? If y'all know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Imagine standing on the edge of a diving board and you have to jump, right? And you're standing on the edge of that diving board. You might have a couple nerves, like, you know what I'm saying? It might be scary. Maybe you're scared of heights. Maybe you're not used to it. In my case, when I stood on the diving board, I didn't know how to swim. So, you know what I mean? Like, there's fear, there's anxiety. But when you jump and you get into that water and you start swimming and you start moving, you know what I'm saying? The reward was worth the risk. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you can swim if you're doing that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know how to swim, like, let's think this out. But you know what I mean? Like, situations like that, like, of course, when you're doing something that's gonna be good, there's gonna be a little bit of nerves and anxiety and stuff like that. But we break down just the process of asking yourself, like, okay, what is it that I'm afraid of here? And what do I have to gain by overcoming what it is that I'm afraid of, you know? And sometimes what you have to gain from overcoming that fear is way more substantial than what's holding you back. Because then if you're able to get to the root of what's holding you back, you might find that it's something very insignificant. You know what I'm saying? It might be something that's not as big as it actually seems, or something that you've already overcome before that, but you can't really put two and two together because you're not willing to go there because you're afraid. You know what I mean? So we talked about that, and just So many more things, man. Definitely go check that episode out. I definitely had a great time doing it. I would love to hear y'all thoughts on it. What are some ways that y'all deal with fears? Like, if y'all come up to a moment and y'all gotta face y'all fears, what are some things that you put yourself through? I know some people listen to music, some people journal, some people meditate, they clear their heads, some people scream. Like, what do you do? What are your ways of just, you know what I'm saying, preparing yourself to take that leap and mentally preparing yourself to overcome a fear? What are some things that y'all do? I would love to hear it. But yeah, then we got next week's episode. Not next week, it's this week. This week's episode. This week I got Ashton back in the building, and y'all, all right, bear with me. Y'all know how it is when Ashton comes on the show. We be chopping it up, but you know what I'm saying? The conversation this time, boy, talk about timely, okay? I'll give y'all the origin of how it started, right? It actually began with him and I having a conversation about history. I pay attention to a lot of things, right? My name isn't the thinker because for no reason, right? I think about a lot of things. I just pay attention and I think. I spend so much of my life just peeping things and thinking about them, right? So something that I noticed is that if you pay attention to history, patterns repeat themselves. And you know what I'm saying? I think we're coming up on a time where some patterns are kind of repeating themselves if you pay attention. So we just kind of, we really dive in it. Anytime, you know, history at this point is obviously getting a little bit political. So, you know what I'm saying? If you're sensitive about politics, might not necessarily be for you. And like, I'll even give a warning with that episode too, right? You know what I'm saying? The things that I'm saying, I'm not saying them as definites, and the things he's saying too, you know what I'm saying? They're not definites. It's just us going through, right? And just, hey, you see this? This is what we think, right? Don't take them personal. It's just us having a conversation, building a dialogue. If y'all want to tap in and share y'all thoughts, definitely feel free to do so. We would love to see what y'all think about some of these things too. But like, we talking about like why they want to pull history out of schools. You know what I'm saying? The state of the economy. So much. so much. I actually don't want to I don't want to talk too much about it. I'd rather y'all just listen to it, and then we could come back and talk about it next week, or y'all can drop it in the comments what y'all think, especially some of y'all opinions, because we get into a lot of topics. Once you start getting into talking about history, it's so many different things you can tap into, right? Like you could talk about, you know, Black families. You could talk about critical race theory. You could talk about, it's a lot of stuff that you can talk about. Redlining. You could talk about what is it? The prison system, school systems. It's a lot. So definitely, if you're into those conversations, definitely make sure that you check out tomorrow's episode. I think it'll be like a good, hopefully it's a dialogue driving conversation, or at least something to get people's brains going, because there's a lot going on in the world. And if you're not paying attention, man, it'll slip right by you. Like, I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if I'm wrong. I'm just a person on the internet talking. I'm no expert. I'm no none of that. But you know what I'm saying? I'm an observer. And you know, it's a lot going on, and it's important for us to just keep an eye on what's going on. So, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got other people dictating what your life is about to look like, because they trying. They trying. So definitely make sure that you got a shoe in that fight, because you know what I'm saying? The world can look. We got more control than what we think. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah. Definitely make sure y'all check out that episode. I'm not gonna keep y'all too much longer. I got stuff to do. I gotta record again tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I gotta set some stuff up. Get y'all ready for we're in May. It's June. It's June. Oh man. When that happened? Dang. But yeah, okay. Yeah, I gotta get y'all ready for June. Get all that content ready and stuff. Get y'all ready to go. Cause you know what I'm saying? I made a promise. Season 3 is not gonna disappoint, and we not about to disappoint. We got shows on shows on shows on shows, and we gonna keep making it happen. So if you haven't already, definitely make sure you like the video. Check out the last video. Yeah, check out the last video or episode wherever you listen to them at. Again, we are on YouTube, Apple Podcast, Spotify, literally wherever you find podcasts as Thinker versus Speaker. So make sure you check us out. I'll link to it so y'all can get to the episode. And yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you're looking for me on social media, you can find me at MarissaY17 on Instagram and Snapchat. Ooh, I'm not on Snapchat. I have a Snapchat, but I'm never on there. So don't follow me with intentions to see me, because you won't see me. But MarissaY17 on Instagram, Marissa the Thinker on YouTube and Facebook, Thinker versus Speaker on Instagram. I'm finna say Snapchat again. Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got TikToks. I have TikTok. I have a TikTok for Thinker versus Speaker, but I don't be on TikTok. Like, maybe I'm old. I don't know, but no. Not for me. Yeah. But yeah, you can find me on all those places. If you like this video, if you like the content, definitely make sure you give it a like. Put somebody else on. Help us grow. We hit 100 subscribers. Now let's hit 150. Let's hit 200. Let's just keep on growing. So if you fucking with it, if you liking it, definitely hit those buttons, hit the notification bell button if you already subscribed, so you know when I post content. And you know what I'm saying? We just gonna get into next week. So again, see y'all tomorrow. Hope y'all had a good week and are having a good weekend. That's all I got. See y'all.